Yeah, it's another reaction Thursday for you guys today. Today we got 3 running back tips that will make you goated out here, man. And we gonna go over some Arian Foster clips, man. Arian Foster was definitely crazy when I was younger. But this is for all them backs out there that's struggling to score touchdowns. All them backs that's out there that's struggling to really get them long yarded plays. Like, I know how it is. Like, especially I played running back like in one game before, and I never told this story. And I remember I was killing in practice. I was doing a really good job in practice running the ball, and then I remember like I was on a ninth grade team, freshman team, and they just gave me the ball in the game, and I was getting busy, but the problem was I kept fumbling. I probably had like 6 carries, and I had like 4 fumbles, but I recovered all of them but one. But it was funny because I remember my friend kept teasing me about it, but he was just mad I was getting more carries than he was, and he was a second string tailback. But that's a whole nother story. So these are 3 simple tips to help you become better at your position, help you become better as a running back, period. And first, we gotta learn how to get the defender off balance, man. Arian Foster does a great job on this play getting the defender off balance because he understands, like, if a dude's off balance, he cannot tackle me. And that's what you have to understand in your mind. Like, a dude's, as defender, you're always trying to catch somebody slip. You're always trying to be on balance because you can't generate the power to hit somebody if you're not balanced. And running backs, you have to use this to your advantage. You got to make sure they're out of balance. You got to make sure that they're double thinking, or they're thinking twice about hitting you or where you're going to be. And Arian Foster does a great job of that on this play. They ran a lot of stretches when he was playing for the Texans, so that just means like the line will like shift all in one direction, and it's basically planning for the cutback. But even though he does that on here, watch, he's reading 53 and 51. As he gets the ball, he literally hits the hole, and once he goes up in this hole, he sees, okay, I'm gonna pause right here. He sees, okay, 53 is kind of engaged. I'm gonna cut off him. 51's definitely engaged, and the coach will be like, oh well, he just read the block. Yeah, he read the block, but also at the same time, he's seen these 2 dudes right here. He could have read the block and came right here. That's reading the block too. But he also understood these 2 dudes was his biggest threat. He cut back, so he made sure that these 2 dudes was out of position from tackling him. And he ends up scoring, man. He does what he needs to do on this play. Gets into the end zone. 51, you're out of position. 53, you were way out of the play. I'm in the end zone and I'm chilling. Here's another play. He does the same thing. He gets the dude off balance so he could get in that end zone. That's what we got to remember. Like, we're getting these dudes. Like, that's really what we're doing at the end of the day, especially as a back, especially as a receiver. Anybody that has the ball in the open field, even if you're a quarterback, if you're in the open field, you're trying to get this dude off balance. Now, right here, he's playing the Cowboys. He's going to get into the open field. He's trying to get dude off balance. Now, pay attention to this safety. This safety is who he's kind of reading right now. Because, like, okay, like right now, he doesn't see the safety. So he hits the hole, and once he hits the hole, okay, he's right here. He's like, okay, biggest threat is this safety. Soon as he hit the hole, he was like, okay, where's my next threat? And that's what you gotta think about as a back, as a football player. Anytime you're running the ball, you gotta think, who's my biggest threat? And it has to be. It's such a quick thought. It's not even like a real thought. Like, it's just like, who's here? You know what I mean? And soon he takes the handoff. As soon as he hits the hole, he sees 20. And once he sees 20, he's like, okay, dude's head over heels. He's going over here. So I'm just cutting off him. I'm getting him out of position. 20's out of position. Now his next threat, he sees dude late, but you know, dude that's a great tackle. He just takes him off at the knees. He's seen his own man get shook out of his shoes. He's like, let me get him at the knees. Let me try to get him low. And he got him low. But he does a great job of getting the guys off bounds in the open field. Next, we got to understand, we got to utilize the space on that field. A lot of times, this is something that's overlooked a lot because a lot of running backs are like, oh, well, as soon as I get to the open field, I just run to the end zone. And sometimes it's that simple, but also you got to realize, like, Tyreek Hill could think like that because he could literally outrun anybody in the league. Most of us, 99% of us, don't have Tyreek Hill's speed. So we have to utilize angles and understand where the defender's going to be at. And utilize the field. The field is 53 yards wide. Once you get into the open field, it's probably like 3 or 4 dudes that's going to be in position to tackle you. You can't escape 3 or 4 dudes in 53.5 yards. You got to be kidding me. You can. So you're at the advantage, and you have to always remember that. Like, I see a lot of times, like, coaches will be like, "No, don't do that." But like, you're always at the advantage when you got the ball in your hand. Always remember that and keep that in mind. Now, this is a clip that we're going to see. He really utilizes the field on this play. And play it. Takes the handoff. And once he takes the handoff, he cuts back. And he's going to be in open field soon. And once he's in the open field, he sees 20. And he sees 22. And 22 is like, he ain't going to outrun me. 22 takes a terrible angle. But also, Arian Foster sees him at the beginning. And when he sees him, once he cut right here, he's paying attention to 22. 22's right there. Once he sees 22, he's like, he's my biggest threat. He's not worried about 36. He sees him. He might see him, but he might not. The truth of the matter is 36 is behind him. He's not worried about him because he's like, I'm going to run in this direction. I'm going to run towards the sideline away from this guy because I don't know what angle he's going to take. And if I beat him to this spot over here, I win. If I beat him to this spot over here, I win. And if he beats him here, he wins. If he doesn't beat him here, he'll probably make a move back that way. But as you see, he beats him to the spot anyways. He beats him to the spot anyways, and it's off to the races. Now 22 has to readjust his angle, and he's in the chase mode. He hits the hole. He sees 22. He beats him to that spot, and he's taking off. He's out of here. He's not worried about 22 at this point. 22 has to readjust his angle, and now at this point, he's worried about him. But at that point, I'm so far upfield. I'll give you the little stiff arm, but we close to the sideline. I'll give you a little bit, finish off this run, and then I'm going about my business. Next play we got another play. I believe it's against the Saints. Does the same thing. He does a great job of utilizing the field. Understand that you are at the advantage when you're in the open field. It started in the middle of the play a little bit. And as soon as he takes the handoff, he's reading, okay, got these dudes off balance, and now he's in open field. It's just straight. And it's like, okay, I got to beat one dude. A lot of times we tense up when that one dude's there. Do not tense up. That dude's tense. Because if he missed this tackle, especially as a safety, you miss that tackle, it's going to be all your fault. Meanwhile, we ain't going to talk about how the front seven got depleted. It's going to be always your fault as a safety. So, like, as a running back, you got to understand when you're in the open field, that's when you should be the most relaxed for real. It's like, I got to beat one dude. And he sees the safety. He's not even in the screen yet. And he's like, okay, this is easy. I'm gonna just cut on you. You're off balance. I'm gonna cut on you, and I'm gonna get in that end zone. Simple game of free for all. Free for all. We call it free for all where I'm from, but I know it's called free for all. You know, that's the proper term. And last but not least, we gotta understand having great leverage and using that shoulder. Use that shoulder to finish off these runs, man. A lot of times people look down upon it and they're like, oh well, you know, what if I get smacked? And it's like, nah, you're gonna get hurt if you run in the open field and the dude's running full speed at you. He generated all that power and he's ready to light you up, and you don't dip that shoulder. That's when you're going to get depleted. That's when it's going to be a wrap for you. So as you see, Arian Foster, he gets the ball here, and actually this is the wrong play. Arian Foster, he's going to get the ball, and at the end of his run, he's going to finish it off. And as you see here, he takes the handoff. Once he's in the open field, he gets in the open field, and he sees Bullet. Once he sees this dude, number 33, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to finish this run off. I'm either going to have to outrun him. I know I can't outrun him because he got a really good angle on me. I know this. So I'm going to have to dip my shoulder towards him or stiff him to get in this end zone. And that's protecting the ball as well, because if you don't do that, had he just stood straight up and just accepted the blow, you're more susceptible to fumble the ball. You're not going to protect your ball or yourself. You got to be aggressive in this point. So as you see, he literally is like, okay, I'm going to try to beat him to the spot. I'm not going to beat him. I'm dipping that shoulder and I'm getting in the end zone. Silly. What is you doing, man? And that's what we got to understand. So the 3 points is get the defender off balance, understand utilizing that space on the field, and have good leverage. Use that shoulder. Peace.
Check this video out on the screen if you want to be mean on that green, or real on that field, or extort on that court. The No Baller Left Behind Act supports this video. You feel me?